Hi guys, this is Ineke Noordhuizen for another storytelling lab number 12. It's time for one of my personal stories. The title is A Change of Perspective. When did it happen? It happened to me when I was studying industrial engineering and management science in around 2003, 2004. And during that study I got on a short exchange of a week and I went to where the story happened, here in the purple country, which is Turkey. And it happened in the city which is over here, which is called Antalya. So, Turkey, Antalya. So what happened? It was my first time in my life ever to visit a basically mainly Muslim country. And I was afraid to go. I had heard in the news in my country and that there was a lot of oppression of women in Muslim countries, and that the men were really unfriendly and dominating and telling women what to do and how they should behave and what they should wear. For instance, that they obliged women to take a headscarf. So when I went on exchange there, I was anxious. In the Netherlands, I did not have any Muslim friends. There weren't any Muslim people that I know of in my vicinity or in my neighborhood. So I wasn't sure what to expect, and I was a bit, as I already said, a bit anxious. But two of my other student friends, they said, come on, it can't be that bad. Let's go, the three of us, and we can stick together and it'll be fine. So I remember when we came out of the plane, there were two of our hosts waiting for us, two Turkish guys, and they were super friendly. They gave us a handshake, and I kind of assumed that they wouldn't, because touching a woman would be not okay or something, but they were fine with it. So that already kind of gave me a signal, okay, maybe my assumptions, maybe they're not correct. But they were super nice. They went out of our way to welcome us and out of our way, really hospitable, to take care of us and show us the city and show us the nice places. And but I hadn't really seen any women so far. Well, on the street I did see women, and the first thing I noticed that I expected that every woman in the street would be wearing a headscarf, but that was not the case. Some of them were, but there were also women like me who were not covered at all. So also that was an assumption that turned out not to be correct. But we hadn't met any women yet. So we went to the university, and I also assumed that there would be mainly men. But actually the opposite turned out to be true. There were more women actually studying at Antalya University in my direction or in my field than men. And I don't remember that any of them was wearing a headscarf, and they all appeared really modern and open and friendly to me. So again, another assumption was, I could throw in the garbage bin. But still, I thought this can't be. I was a bit, not really believing the act. I was thinking it maybe was an act to show to the Western people, that they were really modern and stuff. So I kind of was a bit untrusting or something. I don't know why. Maybe because it really didn't match with the image that I was taught here in the media. So I remember that I kept kind of, being alert and looking for ways of oppression of the females. But I hadn't encountered any of them so far. So I think on day 3 that we were there, they did a guided tour of the city, and they gathered a group of Turkish hosts, which were men and women, together. And together with us, they showed us Antalya. And I remember that I finally thought, yes, now I found a way of oppression. That was that the guys, they all took the lead. They took the lead in like this tour. And even when crossing the streets, they first really made sure that there were no cars on the street, and they would be, being in front of the cars and saying stop to the cars so that the women could cross. And it kind of annoyed me because I thought, yeah, come on, women can cross the street themselves, right? So what's this? Do you think they're stupid? Or so I thought this might be the hint I was looking for, that women are being oppressed here. But I wasn't too sure still, because I also had looked at the women and they were, giggling and smiling and being kind of thankful actually for the behavior of the guys, while helping them cross the street and take the lead and order all the food and order all the drinks and being in charge of the money, all those kinds of things. So I remember that we were drinking tea and I was sitting in between two of the female students, and I asked them, hey, can I ask you an open question? In my country, I have a kind of image of well, you Muslim women, and it seems to be totally wrong. I'm so curious to how it is for you. How do you see your religion? Why are you not wearing a headscarf? And but mainly, how do you feel you are? You see yourself in relation to the men, because he crossed the street and he keeps you safe, and it feels a bit belittling to me. But how do you experience it? And they had to laugh. And they told me, well, to me it's not belittling. To me it's him, the guy, showing that he cares about us. And of course I can cross the street by myself. And if there's no guys there, of course I will do it myself. But now I'm giving him the opportunity to take care of us. He's happy, we're all happy. So I don't feel that he's not taking me seriously. I don't feel oppressed at all. And I checked it with the different other female students who were there, and they all spoke the same. And then they all looked at each other and they started laughing. And I said, why are you laughing? And they said, well, we heard about the image in your country of Muslims, and we don't think it's a positive image, and that is a waste. But when we came to pick you up, the other students, when we came to pick them up at the airport, and we saw the Turkish people coming out of the airplane, we were shocked a bit ourselves, because we saw that, we consider ourselves to be modern Turks, but of course there are people who live more traditionally or more old-fashioned maybe. And there was a lot of old-fashioned Turkish people stepping out of the plane, and that shocked us. Because they live in Holland for so long, it kind of feels like all the time they've been away from here, they didn't evolve. And we feel like we didn't evolve. But that type of evolution you maybe don't see in the Netherlands. So, well, it changed my perspective. I'm still not sure on this topic. I have no idea how it works with female oppression. I don't even know how it works with white privilege or racism or discrimination. I'm really unsure about these type of topics, and that's why I find it I feel in my stomach like the tension in order to address this topic. But I feel we should talk about it, because if I learned one thing, I don't know the truth. I don't know like in general how it is in such a country, or even in my own country. It's really difficult to make like an objective view of this. But what I did take away from my week in Turkey was that through connecting to the people and being curious and asking them questions and trying to be open-minded, I lost my fear. I didn't feel fear anymore being in a Muslim country. I have really strong and warm feelings for the people I met there. Some of them are even following me on LinkedIn and on YouTube today. And I'm really thankful for them to having the openness also, and also the curiosity to listen to me and talk to me and take me seriously, and understanding that it's just a perspective on things. Maybe there is no truth, and maybe it's not about truth or false. I do think it's about connecting. So thank you for listening. I'm really curious to see what the responses will be to this video. Next time I will join you with the story of the International Creative Women Group. And well, see you next time, guys.